Namaste everyone, and welcome to another short Qigong practice. And today the focus is going to be on being with the breath, harmonizing with the body, and bringing a sense of ease and gentleness into the practice. So I've recently had a lot of awareness around the significance of helping the body to feel safe, to be fully present with the body in a world where the attention can be pulled all around, and there can be quite a strong activation of that fight, flight, freeze response in the body, constant stresses, needing to be here, there and everywhere, loud noises, all of the things, to give the body time to be in safety and in calm. So that is today's intention of the practice, and I'm going to run through a couple of exercises that help us switch off the sympathetic system, get us into the parasympathetic, the rest digest phase, and hopefully find what feels good and gentle in the body. So it's a nice gentle practice. So we'll start as ever with our silk reeling. So we're just going to let the wrists rotate and turn. We can carry a lot of tension and tightness in the wrists, especially if, like me, there's been a lot of work on technology. And then we'll go with the elbows. So silk reeling is something I do in most practices, and again, when the warm-up's quite consistent, the body can more easily switch off. It knows, this is the space where we relax, where we soften, where we become more aware of the breath, the shoulders. And it's also an opportunity to feel any areas that are tense or tight, or if there's any messages from the body. Is there anything your body is telling you? So I've noticed my shoulders have been getting progressively higher, so my body's telling me to release the weight, the stress, the tension I've been carrying on the shoulders. And I can do that with movement, with breath, with intention. And just allowing it to be, and allowing it to move on. So I tend to end with a chest opening, with a world that there can be a tendency to hunch the shoulders. I like to leave the chest nice and open. You can also do this with your hands pointing onto what we talk about just under the collarbone, or along 1 and 2 points. That's fully opening the chest, and it's also around the points of the immune system. So that can be another lovely one to open up the shoulders and bring a bit of a full body benefit if you're feeling a little bit low on the immunity. So we're going to bring some tapping in, because tapping's a lovely way to release tension and tightness in the body. So we'll bring some tapping just gently into the chest. We can do this with a cupped palm or with a clenched palm. You can do it like this, but find just what feels comfortable. It's not about hitting and being hard with it necessarily. It's about finding the pressure that works in this moment. Some areas you might want to tap a little bit more and less so. Listen to what feels good in your body. Remember, this is general. Everyone's body is different. There might be sites of injury, of tension. There might be places to avoid, to be more gentle. So really get to know and trust in your own body. So tension and tightness can be held in the stomach, the intestine. On this left hand side is the spleen, is said to hold worries. And then we've got on our lower back the kidneys, which is said to hold fear in Chinese medicine. So if we tap either side but never directly on the spine, and we can take that now right the way down the sides of the legs, the back of the legs, and up the inside. Again, really focus on that back body. We tend to be quite forward facing in the world, not forgetting that the back body just as important. So bit of an opening into the hips, pelvis. I know in yoga it's said that hips can hold tension, emotion. Just bringing a gentle tap in. And finally, just give the arms a lovely flick and flex, releasing out. So we're going to open up the core. This is one that the Chinese have said to, one of the recommendations can be to focus on opening up the core every day if there's one movement. My sensei in Aikido often emphasizes this movement, and however it comes, this feels good to me, so I'm sharing it with you now. So sharing the opposite way, really allowing that opening right the way through, stretch to the front body and the back body, Noticing the movement from the soles of the feet even, and change. Noticing the quality of the movement. Maybe you're lifting the crown of the head. Sometimes I liken this to a spinning top. So feel your head like the spinning top and soften it down. Okay, so we'll just do a couple of gentle squats. Bring us connected to the lower body. Bring a bit of warmth into the lower body. And a bit of contact with the body. A gentle warm up and shake out. Okay, so we're going to open the front and back of the body. This is called spine cord breathing, and this is lovely for deactivating the fight and flight response and bringing the body back to a state of calm, balance. It's a lovely one before bed. So as we breathe in, we open, we expand the chest, we're opening up the shoulders, slightly looking up, and as we exhale, we round. It's like coming into a cave or the fetal position even. We're opening, we're expansive, open to the world, and then we're softening. And there's this protective notion, this curling in on the self, which can feel really nourishing and comforting. There's many ways that we comfort and soothe children, and then as adults, it's kind of, we just expect the body and everything to regulate itself, when actually there's ways that we can support and bring comfort to our own system and bring kindness to ourselves with our words and our thoughts. This is a conversation thread in one of the wellbeing groups I brought in this notion of changing the language towards the body. This notion of I love you, thank you, gratitude for how I can move, even in the challenges. Even at times I've had injuries, illness, difficulties. How can I lean into gratitude now? How can I bring a kind word, some love into my body, to myself? Our body is mainly water. The words, the sounds we use can have an impact on the body. Science is showing this, the work of Dr. Emoto. So when we can think kind, positive, loving thoughts, we can also affect and change how we're feeling on the inside. So, having warmed most of the body up, we're going to just do a gentle shake and then move into Wuji. It's just a very short practice today. And this final one is great again for releasing tension and tightness. You can leave the feet flat on the floor, or you can really bounce into those heels. Find what feels good. I imagine from my core, so in Qigong we sink, we find our core, we find our center point, and we let that place sink a little. So there's a slight bend in the knees, slight lift in the crown, and it's bringing a straightening into the back, a bit of an opening through the spine. And you can think about this so that as we're bouncing from the core, so it's not just a lift in the lower body, it's like a whole body movement. We're inviting the whole body to participate. We can get that movement coming right from the core, through the hips and the waist. Really let the wrists flex and flick. The fingertips release. You can imagine the shoulder blades melting down the back body, softening and releasing. So I've said this often, I liken this one to rocking and tapping a baby, even when we don't know necessarily why they're upset. We know that this movement can bring soothing, can bring support to the system. And that's basically what we're doing here, I sense. So, and breathe. You can release with an audible sigh, which is said to release hormones, things that really bring relief from stress in the body. So with very gentle movement, just with intention, gentle movement, breath and sound, we can begin to notice what impact that can have on our sense of being, on how we feel as we slow it down and come to stillness. For those used to the practice, you can go into your standing wuji posture. So you've got that gentle dip and bend in the knees and lifting the crown. So we've got a bit more spaciousness. Allowing the breath to fully land in the body. And notice how you feel. Another final refreshing breath, centering breath, awareness in the body. So we're going to come to our wuji. For those practicing at night, you can just hold this posture until you're in the position and then go straight into the movements. For those that practice in the morning or at a time that you need a bit more energy in the day, we can bring the palms to face the floor. You can rock into the front of your feet. This is said to be like pushing the accelerator pedal for energy. We've got the bubbling springs right on this part of the foot as we rock forward, bringing this notion of energy bubbling up. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a posture that you can experiment with to find a sense of energy. You might feel a sense of groundedness as we've got the slight bend in the knees, the lift of the crown, tuck of the chin. So we're supporting ourselves in posture. Slight opening in the elbows. They're not fully out, but they're not right in at the sides either. There's a bit of space through the elbows. And finally, there's a bit of a stretch through the palms. Imagine the stretch of a drum skin as it's in front of a fire. We stretch, brings that tighter skin, changes the quality of the sound of the drum. Well, in this way, it changes the spaciousness between the fascia, the connective tissue, so there's more energy, more space for the energy to circulate through the body. Fascia connects through, wraps around the organs. It's like the holding substance of the body. So as we create space in that, there's more room for the energy, for the breath to flow. And breathe. So it may be helpful to imagine a marionette string lifting from the crown of the head. So there's this notion of being lifted up even while we're grounded down. This paradox. We're embodying the paradox. We're alert and relaxed at the same time, so the body's in a state of calm. And still there's an alertness. We're holding the body upright, there's structure. And there's openness, flexibility. Wuji is said to be the state of highest nothing, so it's this notion of being in the void, like being a fetus in the womb, where everything is going on, the growth is happening, the cells are dividing, and it's all happening organically and naturally. There's no force, there's no effort needed, it simply is unfolding. And so we find this place of ease in this posture, which can feel more comfortable over time and with practice. Meet your body where it's at. You're welcome to skip through any postures of holding that aren't yet where you feel comfortable in your practice, and let it build and grow at your own natural pace. So we'll hold this for another 30 seconds or so. I invite you also to become aware of the abdominal muscles. And is there a way of inviting them, sending a signal to soften, to release, to relax? So I used to and still do find the stomach muscles are often tense and holding the body up. I don't know if that's necessarily something that women are more prone to, or generally in a society that has many judgments on how bodies look and present. Letting the body be fully open and relaxed. Feeling the hands like corks on water, so there's a slight buoyancy. You can experiment with rocking from the balls of the feet to the heels or the centre. Find what feels nourishing for your last couple of breaths. Final centering breath. Okay, so noticing how we feel now. And we're going to go into it's like pumping the bellows. It's called compress the pearl. We're just bringing the arms to the elbows and the wrists, they fix in space. The movement's more in the shoulder. The arms come up at the sides and then back down. So there's a slight lift and a slight sinking. So the energy is rising from the abdomen, through the breath, right the way through the chest, and then it softens, sinks. And it's like we're compressing that energy, like an accordion, the air's all getting pushed together, the energy all into the core. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Find your rhythm and flow. Breathing in as we lift, breathing out as we exhale. Breathing in to lift, breathing out to exhale. In Qigong, you find we repeat the movements, which helps the mind relax, helps the body, and body a softer, slower way of being. As the breath slows and deepens, the body can utilize the oxygen more readily. And bringing the palms together now, taking a centering breath. Flying hands, the hands trace up the body, back to the hands face away, wrist turn and soften. Back to the palms lead away, wrist turn and we soften. So from the side, lifting up, back to the palms, push away, wrist turn. We're nice and relaxed in the shoulders. So the flows, we're not overly stretching, this is about flowing, allowing. It's more of a graceful state, less of the effort. The breath supporting the movement, so we breathe in and lift. We let the breath support the movement, we release, we breathe out. Couple more times. Final time. Back to centre, notice how you feel. You need more energy, the palms facing down, or you can have the palms lifting up just in front of the abdomen. So we pause in between the movements, we notice how we feel in the body, notice the posture, perhaps resetting, we're rocking in the heels or balls of the feet. And the next one is opening the chest, so the palms start facing down and arms are coming out to the side. So again, there's this slight lift. Palms are facing out, we're open. And in support of that notion of bringing love into the body with the in-breath, thinking thoughts of gratitude, this opening, this breath, allowing that to sink to the core. Feeling that openness, as if the arms are open to a new day, the sun rising in front. Welcoming in that new breath, maybe a fresh perspective. Letting the breath rise and fall through the body. Let the shoulder blades be soft. And there's no need to overstretch the arms here. Find a flow. Final time. Okay, taking a centering breath, finding your Wuji. Taking a moment to reset, maybe allowing the shoulder blades to soften or the crown to lift. Just noticing where the body is. Final one's upholding the moon. So I'm going to scoop the arms round, palms. So we've got there's a slight space, but the palms are facing each other. Imagine the middle of the palms linking up, coming to the heart level where they turn. You continue to lift up, a slight press over the head and around. So the arms come together. You've got a slight rounding in the back, a bit of an opening in the spine. Be careful if you've got anything with your back or your spine. This isn't about pushing, overextending. This is about listening to your body. You can keep a straight spine if there's any discomfort in the back, or completely leave this movement out. Listen to and honour your body. This is a general practice. So we can exhale and release. And then as we gather, we can inhale. I really imagine breathing into the back body here to bring a bit of an opening and space. I allow the crown to lift slightly. So there's still that line of opposition between the crown and the tailbone, as if they're pushing away from each other. Bring in the invitation for a bit more space through them vertebrae. And we're not overextending, we're not forcing, we're just setting the intention, suggesting to the body there's space if you want it. And then finding what feels good in each flow, with each breath. Couple more times. Final time. And back to our Wuji. For those still wanting a bit more energy, the palms can face the floor and you can rock more into the balls of the feet. For those that want a little grounding, rocking into the heels. I'm going to draw down the heavens. So the arms come over the head, and you can imagine golden light washing down through the whole body. Arms come up with the inhale, arms soften with the exhale. So there's a gentle sinking. You can gently scan the mind through the body. Imagine waves of golden light, warm light, sunlight washing through the body, from the head, through the chest, the abdomen, down the legs. You can keep the mind in the practice. Breathe in a sense of warmth, of calm, or whatever quality of energy you're needing today. Maybe peace, love, gratitude. Maybe a sense of calm or focus. Optimism, positivity. So whatever that is for you, imagine it showering down now through the whole body, washing through every cell, every joint, every droplet of water in the body. And the palms come together to rest on the abdomen. Slight bend in the knees, lift of the crown, tuck of the chin, and breathe. as one bamboo sways in the wind. This is our integration, a bit like corpse pose in yoga. This is the invitation to just be present in the body. There's nothing more to do but allow and be, to notice and feel. Perhaps noticing where in your feet the balance point is, the pressure. Maintain this like lift of the crown, tuck of the chin, letting the spine be open, letting the fruits of your practice circulate, soften and settle in the body. And finally bringing awareness to the abdomen, perhaps with a couple of abdominal breaths if that is something that feels accessible to you. Otherwise, just the intention. You can imagine a warm ball of light in the abdomen. It said the body energy is stored in the abdomen, the Jing, so we can just breathe into this place. Allow that warmth to consolidate. We circle around the abdomen. Final centering breath. And release with an audible sigh. Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining, and until next time, take good care. Namaste.